You all, is cryptocurrency a non-productive asset? Well, today I got into an argument a few days ago with a pure crypto hater who's also my boy, Michael, who talks about how crypto is a non-productive asset and actually holds no value. We go toe-to-toe in an argument. I want to know what you all's opinion is in the comment section. Who won this argument? Does he make any valid points? Are my points valid? Whose points are more valid? Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. Also, if you're from my channel, go check out Michael Garza's page. Go subscribe to him. Go follow him. He's working every single day to create content. And if you came here from Michael's page, I really appreciate you all. Without further ado, let's start the argument.
Problem is there's so many copycats of Bitcoin, and everybody thinks that the next coin that comes out is the evolution of Bitcoin. So people are throwing their money left and right into useless pieces of basically not even the software. They're not even buying the software when you buy a coin. You are buying the byproduct of the algorithm. You're of the actual decentralized. It's insane. The actual program. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Okay, so saying you're all right. What's going on? YOLO to the Brolo.
What's up, dude?
Hey. Is this numero uno Fin channel?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. I hear you, brother. You're right on the air, man.
Awesome, man. I like that you're creating content, bro, and you're staying consistent about it. I've noticed that about your channel. That's why I've...
Oh, thank you, partner. Thank you, partner. Now, I will say I will be respectful. I will admit I get a little heated. I get heated because, you know, I'm not, again, by the way, I just want to make it clear. I don't hate the concept of crypto. I hate that people think it's worth actual money. That's what pisses me off. I think as a software junkie, I love a lot of the aspects of cryptocurrency. The thing I like about it most is the blockchain technology. I think it can be implemented in decentralized networks are great. But as far as Bitcoin being worth $20,000 per coin, $30,000, I think that's ridiculous.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So if you look at it just as from a business standpoint, all right, this is an algorithm that's being sold and used, etc. You can look at it as a business standpoint.
Yeah.
What value do stocks hold then? Are you using that same argument that stocks don't hold any value?
Oh, stocks hold value because you're owning a company. You're actually owning something that's productive. A company actually is pushing out a product. It's doing something. My problem with crypto
is the algorithm not being used to create something?
Well, I mean, it's creating a byproduct from the software.
Right.
But is the byproduct valuable, though, is my question. Why is
any
it?
company valuable? Is gold? I mean, obviously, you can get use cases out of anything. You can get use cases out of gold. You can get use cases out of poop. I mean, we as humans are the ones that put value on something. That's the only reason that I can justify why Bitcoin is 20-something thousand. It's not my decision. It's not your decision. It's a collective group of everybody. And that's where any value lies. Just like a house. No, I mean, your house, I could view it and say it's worth $5. You could view it and say it's worth $20. But an appraiser can come in and say it's worth $200,000. I mean, I guess that's where my argument is. I'm not saying there's a useful use case, you know, that's going to solve everything in life in the world. And the main thing about the thing I don't like about the U.S. monetary system, which I've already explained in the comment section, is it's just as corrupt, it's just as bad. And I think not just for myself, I'm not saying for myself, but for others, I think Bitcoin is a beacon of hope because it's decentralized essentially. And that, I think it just gives hope, and I think that's what adds value to it too. But I'm not saying it's worth $28,000. I'm not saying it's worth $5. I'm just saying that's where the value lies.
I see where you're coming from. And mad respect to you, by the way, for going on a crazy person's channel like mine. I'm a crazy bastard, and I just thank you for actually, you got a lot of balls, man. You got a lot of balls to talk to a freak like me, man. So I appreciate it.
Dude, I'm on YouTube too, so I'm trying to push my channel. So I respect any small. Not saying you're small or not putting. You know,
I'm small. I'm small. If I'm under 1,000, so I'm small. If I had like 10,000, I'd maybe consider myself big. I'm self-aware. I'm small. I'm just
trying to help push your shit just as a nice person in general. So that's really all it is.
No, I appreciate it, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I will admit. I think the only thing I'm really against with crypto is that it's worth any dollars at all. Now, I'm going to say this. The dollar itself, any currency in general, in my opinion, is worthless because it's not backed by anything that has a store of value. Now, back in the day, when money used to be money, it was backed by at least gold or silver or something. Now, it's just backed by empty promises from a government. Now, I got to give Bitcoin some props in any crypto, really. It is backed by the integrity of an algorithm that is tough to hack. Now, if Bitcoin and all those were easy to hack and easy to fuck people over, then I would say then there really is absolute zero value. Now, I have to say, if there's one possible intrinsic value, it is the fact that it's very tough to hack those decentralized networks. That's like one of the biggest things going for it.
I got a question for you. So, if you're going to call people out for, you know, investing in poop. You know, that's what you're doing. What's the solution then? Because I mean, that's why I wanted to call you and ask.
Yeah. So the solution is find something that has value in it, real value. I'm talking about like actual, like it'll not only appreciate in value over time, but it is producing something. Now, I make an argument that there's non-productive assets and then there's productive assets. Non-productive would fall in line with a house is a non-productive asset. Gold, silver, non-productive. They have to appreciate in value over time. They don't do anything. Now, even though I do think that gold and silver are a store of value because of their usefulness, and their rarity. Now, if they were not rare, well, that's a different story. Then if they were too abundant, then gold and silver really wouldn't have as much worth as they do now. I will give Bitcoin this. There's a limited supply within the blockchain, but I'm trying not to deviate too much. So the solution for me is this. The solution I try to tell everybody is, and the reason I think crypto is a pump and dump scheme is that it's a non-productive asset. I really do believe this. It's non-productive, and I know people hate me for saying that, but I just don't. The use case for crypto is also very sketch sometimes for me. And maybe I'll need to do a little more research. That's a possibility. But I was going to say things that are productive, though, are like stocks. I really do believe stocks are the most productive asset out there because you're owning a company that's actually doing something that has.
But what about these CEOs that are dumping and buying shares and what? How do you excuse that?
One more time. Wait, can you say that one more time?
How do you excuse CEOs dumping on their shares or firing people so that way their stock prices would go up? Wouldn't that be a pump and dump too? Wouldn't that be considered pump and dump?
Oh yeah, I think that's shitty behavior. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's shitty behavior for sure. But the overall underlying good, the companies that don't suck though, that produce something, that actually have profits coming in, earnings, things like that, that hire employees. And now there are some companies that do some shady shit. I ain't gonna lie, but it's not all companies. Just
so then you could probably agree then that within the company sense, and if we translate that into crypto, that there are some crypto that are legitimate, and then that there are, which I mean, in this case, the majority are pump and dumps. But I mean, so if we call it what it is, but so then you can agree that there is some value in some crypto. Most of them may be pump and dumps, but if just like businesses, can you not agree with that at all? Or are you just saying all crypto is just pump and dump scam?
Oh man, I'm trying not to be harsh on it either. I'm trying to be truthful though. I'm trying to speak my truth though, and I know you're speaking your truth. And as Gary Busey would say, you got to speak your truth. No, okay. So let me get my thoughts straight. I want to speak as honest. Okay, so basically, what I'm trying to say is this: one of my main problems with Bitcoin and it not being valuable is the fact that so many copycats have come out of the woodwork. So many software developers have taken the source code, which is open source, created their own version of Bitcoin. Dogecoin's a great example. That was created as a joke, by the way. I think we all know that. Yeah. And I just find a lot of it funny just because it's like, I just feel like it's almost like, and this is a bad analogy, by the way, because Fortnite V-Bucks are not decentralized by any means, but it's like it almost feels like buying skins in Fortnite. And I'm not saying it is like that in any way. I'm just saying that's how it feels sometimes. And then also,
I agree.
And also the thing is, it's like, you know how like you can back a currency with something? Like, you know, back in the day, they actually did back currency with gold.
Yeah.
What if I wanted to back Bitcoin? How would I back Bitcoin with gold? How would I back Ethereum with actual something? You know what I mean? There's not an actual something that is backing these. That's always been my problem. Sure, the software's cool.
You hate the US dollar then. I mean, if
Oh, I hate
say that.
I absolutely hate the U.S. dollar. I hate all currency. I hate all currency. I try to tell everybody the best thing that you could do is never save your money. The best thing you could do is find real valuable assets. I would rather hold a ton of gold than hold a ton of dollars. And I'm also just going to say this right now, and I would also rather not hold any Bitcoin either. No Bitcoin, no dollars. None of that.
So be honest. You said you used to buy crypto, so it sounds like you lost money or something. Like
no. I bought crypto actually when it was really low. But I also realized that what I was getting into was a pure pump and dump scheme. I actually made a lot of money. But the problem that I realized is something that goes up that quickly can also go down that quickly. So I was smart and I decided to start betting against it very easily, using things like the Biddy, which is a leveraged ETF that allows me to bet against my position. I never actually sold my Bitcoin, but I also realized how ignorant I was. And I thought, and I'm not going to hate on people who invest in crypto because maybe they are right. You might be right. I might be a total fucking moron. I've considered that. But I've also, with all my research, I just feel like the probability of me being right, it just feels high. And not just feels, it just my analysis. It just feels right.
I feel like you stated that you don't understand why anyone would buy it, yet you have at one point bought it. But you've also said you were ignorant. But
I was ignorant at the time, yeah, because I actually believed in it, and then I started researching it further.
You can understand why somebody else would buy it then.
Oh yes, absolutely. I understand why people would buy it. At the end of the day, it's really just ignorance that leads people to buy anything. Sometimes, not all the time, by the way, but sometimes it's real knowledge or sometimes it's real ignorance. It's one or the other. But I decided, you know what? Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say I'm wrong about Bitcoin at this moment. I decided the best thing I can do is bet against my current position because I have a lot of gains in Bitcoin, but I never sold. So as long as I can continue to have something that I can use to leverage my bet against or for it, if it does crash, I make a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie. If it doesn't crash, I still have made a decent amount of gains from Bitcoin, and I'll just keep holding it, I guess. I'm just not like a super believer like most people.
Let me ask you this. Can you buy a pizza right now from Domino's with gold?
Oh, no, obviously no.
Can you buy pizza right now with Bitcoin?
I mean, I'm sure that a lot of pizza places now let you do that. I'm sure that's...
So then in that instance, it does hold some value. And that's the only point that I have. Yeah.
But it requires technology as a medium, though. That's one of my big dilemmas is for considering it as a currency, is that it requires some sort of technology as a medium, which most of the technology has precious metals.
That's almost everything at this point. I mean, you can't really get around other than gold, which I get it, but then we still arrive to the same point of who's to value what other than what it's worth at this current moment and what's been deemed to be worth. But I get your point, man.
Yeah, and I'm not. And you know what? Honestly, I think that. I'm sorry, I stumble on my words sometimes. So I just want to thank you for putting up with me. But I guess the thing is, for me, like I said, I'm not completely all in on Bitcoin, but I'm not completely all out on it, obviously, because I'm willing to still keep what I got. But I'm getting the vibes that you're willing to cash out on the money, like you're willing to get the gain, so you're not all out on it, but you're not going to go all in and start investing. You're not going to, every 2 weeks you get paid, you're not going to sit there and invest in it. But if you gain money off what you already have, you're cool. I pretty much invest. I'm not going to lie. I invest in just a lot of different companies that are like that are in the S&P 500. I am a boring investor. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not one of those 10x guys. I ain't gonna lie. I'm the definition of boring money. Actually, that should be my new channel name, is Boring Money. If you're gonna, I'm not gonna lie. That actually might be the best idea I've come up with in a decade. So, but,
no, that is smart. That's smart.
I figure it'd also be accurate. So then anybody who likes boring shit.
You have any suggestions? Because I just do S&P ETFs. I don't do individual stocks anymore because I just feel like a diversity is.
Honestly, an S&P 500 ETF, like you just mentioned, you got like the VOO or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
brilliant, man. That's brilliant, man. Because it takes the 500 best companies that can be put into a single holding, and I would just buy and hold what you can there. I mean, look, if you still want to be in crypto, I don't want to steer anybody away from crypto. I do want to I want people to think, though, that just maybe they may not want to be. I just don't want people to put their life savings in crypto. You know what I mean?
And I agree. And as a crypto YouTuber myself, I actually talk about how I do believe some cryptos are scams. So I don't sugarcoat it at all. So that's just really the point that I'm coming from. I'm probably going to just hang it up here just because, I don't know, but hopefully you got some good content out of this, and hopefully, people watch this, and I hope this helped you out, man.
Hey, I actually want to advertise your channel, by the way. What is your, because, even though I'm not a crypto fan, I just have mad respect for anybody who's passionate about what they're into. And you're an intelligent dude, and I like the fact that you have, like I said, I stumble on my words sometimes. I'm a piss poor talker from time to time. I'm a piss poor interviewer mainly, but what is your channel URL, man? Because I'll give you a shout out every now and then. I just like doing free advertising for people.
I'll do the same, but it's the Numero Uno Fin channel. I go by Crypto Uno, and like I said, I do